Beauty is a divine attribute. It's how we are drawn to God and how God makes himself known to us. And if what we do isn't beautiful, we're not going to be able to draw hearts and minds to Christ. And so throughout the liturgy, we see beauty in the priest's vestments, in the flowers on the altar, in the stained glass, the crucifix, statues, icons, and now we get to add a pipe organ to that. I'm Audrey Gorman, and I am the Director of Sacred Music here at OLL. I've been here for 5 years now, and it's really exciting to see this organ project come to a close this year and to see it here and installed and able to use it. I grew up playing pipe organs, actually on one very similar to this, and then I studied on other pipe organs throughout my undergrad and graduate studies. When I first came to Our Lady of the Lake, I always dreamed that maybe one day we could get a pipe organ, but I wasn't sure if that would happen, as new custom organs are quite expensive and have an extensive wait time as well. When this organ was presented to us, that it would fit perfectly in our space, that it was available now, and that it was at an attainable price tag, we were very excited. And all the pieces kind of just naturally fell into place, and a couple of years later, here we are with this wonderful new instrument, and it's been put to great use already. I was very excited to hear the organ for the first time. Since we bought it used from abroad, we did not know what it would sound like, and we didn't even have a recording of what it would sound like, so there was a bit of nervous anticipation. Obviously, we trusted our organ consultant, we trusted these organ builders and their reputation, and we did go play the sister organ at Hope College Dimnit Chapel to see another organ built by the same family of builders. But it still wasn't until we heard this organ for the first time that I kind of relaxed a little and felt peace and like, yes, this is perfect for this space, and to hear that clarity of sound is exciting. I think this organ is a sign of great hope for the parish. It really shows that Our Lady of the Lake is willing to invest in its musical program and invest in the liturgy. Throughout the liturgy, we see many different aspects of beauty. Beauty is a divine attribute. It's how we are drawn to God and how God makes himself known to us. And if what we do isn't beautiful, we're not going to be able to draw hearts and minds to Christ. And so throughout the liturgy, we see beauty in the priest's vestments, in the flowers on the altar, in the stained glass, the crucifix, statues, icons, and now we get to add a pipe organ to that. Not only is it visually beautiful, we have just the stateliness of it, but then we have the aural capability. We have the sounds that it produces, which are beautiful in themselves. The electronic organ that we had before, it got us by, but the electronic organs are based on this organ. They're just a replication of a pipe organ, but it's an inauthentic sound. They're pre-recorded samples and things. And our organ in particular was quite old, and it had a lot of distorted speakers, imbalances within the system. So there was never a clear sound. It always was a bit fuzzier, a bit muffled. And here we get that purity of sound. Because the pipe organ is centered on air, just like the human voice, it's the most natural instrument to sing with. When you play a key on the pipe organ, the wind sustains it the whole way through. So as we're singing hymns and psalms, we have that constant support underneath us. Unlike a piano, which is also great for different aspects of singing, as soon as you hit the key, that sound starts to fade. So here we get that more constant support, which can make congregational singing, choral singing, solo singing a lot easier. It was neat to hear the different perspectives of the parishioners after we used the organ for the first time. Obviously, the cantors and the choir members, those who work closely with the organ, were very favorable. They could feel that support, they could hear that clarity of sound and found it easier to sing in tune. But it was also neat hearing it from the general parishioners and what did they think. I had several parishioners tell me how much they thought it just had a more clear sound. They're like, I don't really have any musical experience. I don't really know what the difference is, but it sounds more clear. And I think that in itself speaks volumes. It shows that the pureness, the richness of this sound is noticeable, is different. And so it's really exciting that now we're able to produce that level of sound. This organ really opens the doors for the future of our music program. We're able to do more choral pieces that have organ accompaniment. We're able to do more organ repertoire and the opportunity for recitals, whether that's with choir, singers, just solo organ. There's just a lot more music that we're able to do. And it really opens the doors to what do we want to do? Where do we want to grow? Whether that's with instrumentalists or soloists, there's a lot more potential here to unlock. Another really exciting thing about this organ is that it's bigger than just us in the here and now. This is an instrument that is going to last well beyond us, and it's something that we're going to be able to pass on to future generations, along with the rich musical tradition of the church. And so it's really exciting that we get to enjoy it right here and right now in 2025, but then years down the line for future generations, they'll also get to use this same instrument. And if we look at all the cathedrals and churches in Europe and all those instruments that have played for the test of time, I've played an organ that Mozart played way, hundreds of years ago. And so to now be like, this organ is going to last for years and years to come, it's really exciting to bring a part of that into our church here.